Oh, good morning, Mr. Drake.
Good morning, Jim.
Good morning, Miss Thomas. Will you come in, please? I think I'll dictate my rough notes for my luncheon club talk. Dairy industry. Now, let's see. Where do we start? That's always the roughest part, getting into a speech.
How about stating its purpose?
The industry and its opportunities. So much to tell. It's a big story, hard to squeeze into 20 minutes.
Well, what attracted you to the dairy industry, Mr. Drake? It isn't too many years since you graduated from college.
That'd be the way to start. What did I see in the dairy industry? When I was in school, I guess I was like most young men wondering about their future. I remember my mind was set on one of our major industries. Should I try for a career in the nation's steel industry? Or perhaps our petroleum industry? Should it be chemicals? Or maybe our automobile industry? But I was still undecided when Professor Chapman, with whom I had discussed this problem, asked me to stop by. When I entered his office, he was looking through a brochure.
Oh, good morning, Tom. Come on in. Tom, have you ever given any thought to the dairy industry? You know, though most people aren't aware of it, it's one of our nation's greatest, by any standard. By the volume of its business, the number of its plants, the people it employs. Here, take a look at this. Billions of dollars of dairy products sold over the counter every year. What does that figure mean, Tom? Well, put it this way. Every fourth bite of food the American family eats represents milk or a product derived from milk. In fact, nearly 30% of the diet of the American family. Compare, if you will, the daily production of other great industries with that of the dairy industry, Tom. Every day of the year, every single day, nearly 500 million pounds of milk and its products are being consumed. Fluid milk and cream every day, millions of quarts being bought. Every day, nearly 2 million gallons of America's favorite dessert, ice cream in nearly 50 flavors. Every day, millions of pounds of appetizing creamery butter. Cheese, over 400 varieties of tasteful, healthful cheese. Evaporated milk for a multitude of cooking and baking purposes. Dried milk of various types with their many uses. And don't forget, Tom, these are only the major dairy products. In fact, it's hard to find any other food that has for its customer every person in the nation, that people like so much, that contributes so much to their health. A product, Tom, you became acquainted with from birth. A food habit that stays with you throughout life. Dairy products that have so many uses that athletes depend on in building strong, healthy bodies. That people depend on in their dieting. That people depend on in time of serious illness. And of course, there's the plain sheer enjoyment of eating dairy products. Ever drink a glass of milk to relax you just before going to bed? Dairy products. Nature's most nearly perfect food. And remember this, Tom, where the demand for other may fluctuate over the years, not milk and its products. Because folks need milk every day as much as, well, almost as much as the oxygen in the air. Why not tie your future to milk? It's a huge industry and a growing one. An industry that has expanded tremendously and with our growing population is still expanding by leaps and bounds. It might be wise, Tom, to take a good look at the dairy industry when you're looking around.
And that's what started me thinking about the dairy industry.
What happened then?
I decided to take that good look. You know, Miss Thomas, I just returned from a cross-country inspection trip. The industry's come a long way since I took my first look. Gosh, I wish my audience could see the things that I saw. For example, just the physical structure of the industry. Plants in every city, every town of any size. Huge dairy plants supplying tremendous metropolitan centers. And smaller plants feeding smaller population areas. The many different types of plants. Fluid milk. Ice cream manufacturing plants. Butter and cheese making plants. Evaporated milk and dried milk plants. Thousands upon thousands in all across the length and breadth of the nation, employing hundreds of thousands of people. An industry on which millions of people depend in one way or another for their livelihood. The transport fleet of the industry. Trucks with stainless steel tanks. Trucks equipped with the most modern sanitary facilities, hauling milk from the farm. Trucks delivering dairy products from the plant. Hundreds of thousands of trucks. The largest transport fleet of any industry in the world. Aware of its responsibility in guarding the public health, the dairy industry is a leader among our food industry, adopting the most sanitary practices throughout all of its operations. For cleanliness is the watchword of the dairy industry. Within the plant, down to the last valve and pipe, devised by the best ingenuity of engineering science. Production, as in any industry, is the heart of the dairy plant. Here in a fluid milk plant, pasteurizing units go into action at the flick of a switch or the press of a button. Automation has also put its mark here, filling quart bottles, half-gallon bottles, cartons of different types, preparing millions of pounds of clean, healthful milk for our nation's people. Enough milk to float, let's say, the Queen Mary. On my recent tour, I also took a good look at high-speed processing in an industry that owes so much to the genius of modern engineering. making ice cream, manufacturing butter, making cheese, drying milk, canning evaporated milk. During my trip, I visited Jim Stedman, production manager of one of our larger dairy companies.
You're right, Tom. Today, automation has taken much of the drudgery out of processing dairy products. But that means we require more and more highly skilled workers. Remember, the dairy industry is dynamic, always moving forward, but always in search of improvement, never completely satisfied with the extent of its progress. And in an industry based so much on science, there are many opportunities where science plays a part. Opportunities for mechanical engineers in the design and fabrication of dairy equipment. Opportunities for specialists in the development of equipment to ensure the safe and sanitary handling of dairy products. Opportunities for food specialists in supplying the many needs of our industry. Opportunities also for the industrial engineer in plant construction and layout. In methods improvement. In packaging design. Only a few of a wide range of opportunities in engineering which the industry offers.
That was the theme I heard throughout the industry. For example, in an evaporated milk plant, the constant search for improvement in a dynamic and growing industry, an industry not content to rest on its laurels. I heard that message from Dr. John Spruill, Director of Quality Control of another company.
We know, Tom, that the growth of our industry, its very existence, is keyed to the good health of the consumer. That means the entire nation. Science has created the dairy industry. That's why our scientific efforts today are unremitting. In our laboratories, testing to check the fine quality of dairy products, and in constantly broadening our research to develop new products. But while you're here, why not look at our laboratories for yourself? There you will see the activity that goes on in every dairy plant. Tests, checking and double checking throughout the day the quality of milk. Checking the fine quality of ice cream. Only several of a series of many tests that are part of the day-in, day-out industry activity to provide our people with the very best in dairy products. But you'll also see research, chemists at work in an exciting and challenging field, not only improving, where possible, our present products, but experimenting in the realm of the future, in the development of new products that can be produced from that single, almost magical commodity that is the foundation of the entire industry, milk.
As I continued my tour, now visiting a butter plant, I became aware of another great force pulsing through the industry, its diversification, its multiple activities, offering opportunities, for example, in plant management for those trained in business administration.
Also, opportunities throughout the whole field of accounting. Opportunities in merchandising. From Arch Wilson, sales manager of a dairy company, I heard this.
Today, Tom, merchandising in the dairy industry is creative. Not satisfied with the old stereotype methods, but forging new paths to bring the products of the industry to the consumer. Today, we are busy inventing new methods of distribution to the public. In merchandising dairy products, the accent is on a modern, imaginative approach throughout the industry. For example, full-color packaging for ice cream. Tie-in promotions to increase the sales of butter. Attractive packaging for cheese products. Then, of course, there are nationwide sales promotion campaigns. June is Dairy Month, alerting the entire nation to the healthful qualities of dairy products during the month when spring blends into summer. Part of the June is Dairy Month promotion, celebrating the 350th anniversary of the American dairy industry, founded long before the birth of the Republic. And today, Refresh with Milk, another nationwide campaign that goes on throughout the year. Dynamic advertising is another mark of the industry, Tom. Magazine and newspaper advertising, motion slide films, TV, in fact, every medium of mass communication. Also, specialists in various industry activities in public relations, ranging from guided tours through dairy plants for school children and others, bringing home the importance of dairy products in our diet, to meeting the public face to face, giving hard facts and figures about how milk and its products contribute to our health. Then, of course, there are numerous opportunities in salesmanship, finding new customers for a product with a natural demand. Just a few of the opportunities the dairy industry offers.
An industry pulsing with vitality, with a restless urge for continued progress, continued growth, always in search of improvement. These were some of the forces I found. A stable industry with a constant demand for its products in good times and bad. Also a diversified industry, providing a wide range of opportunities for almost every career. Opportunities, for example, for those with legal backgrounds. For lawyers are active in many phases of the industry. In labor relations, opportunities for the economist as well as the attorney. For the dietitian, nutritionist, opportunities in improved health. Opportunities to work with the medical profession and public health officials in strengthening the diet of our own people as well as people of other countries. Or perhaps a career in teaching the field of dairy technology. Well, there it was. An industry which measurement, the sheer change of its daily, the mass and movement of its products, the data volume of its sales, ranks among our nation's greatest. Industry closely linked with human growth and welfare, and an industry offering a host of opportunities as it moves into the future.
And that's what I saw on my recent trip. Quite a bit different from the look I took during my college days. A bigger industry, more vital, and yet, even then, enough to stir my imagination, to steer me into the industry. Well, that's about it, Miss Thomas.
It's quite a story.
Yes, it is. Well, will you type up those notes? I'll need them by noon.
Yes, sir. Here you are, Mr. Drake.
Oh, thank you, Miss Thomas.
Good luck on your speech, Mr. Drake. I wish I'd be there.